I belong to the Baddest Girl at School Volume 2 review. Last summer, One Piece books began releasing I Belong to the Baddest Girl at School in English, and the series proved a fresh entry in the romantic comedy genre. Now it returns for Volume 2, and I'm eager to find out if it remains as entertaining as an initial entry. The kick things off, we met Toramaru's younger brother, Tasuku, who was come to collect his sister from Onoki's place because of Tatsuko being tall and, frankly, give an imitating aura. Onoki is scared of this new arrival, but it's swiftly revealed to us reader that Tatsuko is far gentler than he looks. On the welcome, Tatsuko even offered his big sister one of his beloved shoujo manga in a bid to help her romance blossom. Of course, a big problem here is that Onuki still believes he's simply Toramaru's servant, and now even her brother has brought into the misunderstanding that Onuki is her boyfriend. But thanks to Tatsuko's involvement at Toramaru, finally make some progress in their relationship. The two almost hold hands, and she manages to get the contact information for Onoki. She even gets to go on her very first date with him. It's not all romance focus, as there is also a chapter where Toramaru overhears Onoki telling the story rabbits about his troublesome kitten, also called Toramaru, and mistakenly thinks he's talking about her. Delinquent friends Yutaka and Matsuri make plenty of appearances too. Although their contributions this time around are overshadowed by Tatsuko, and it ends up merely comic relief. In some ways, I was happy to see Yutaka and Matsuri out of the picture since those two failed the most of odds with the setting. They also most likely to put readers of the series since their personalities are extreme to say the least. I like the whole delinquent angle, but those two often go too far, and Toramaru is a way more interesting character when she is simply a young girl, in love with no clue how to navigate that relationship further. Having said that, I hope the author works something out to do with Toramaru's friends which doesn't fall back on their delinquent background since they deserve more than the fate into the background. One positive when it comes to the character is that Unuki is not proving a dense protagonist, as a worry he might be. As this volume goes on, he becomes more open to the idea that Toramaru might hold feelings for him that aren't just her being his master. Perhaps he's already ready to admit to himself that he's in love with her. This is significant progress for a single volume and makes me excited to see how Onoki and Toramaru develop from here. I would say that as a volume 2, it feels like the novelty of the premise I started aware of a little bit, so I'm glad that instead of doubling down in it, author Yui Kashima has decided to move things along instead. The introduction of Tatsuko goes a long way to preventing the jokes from feeling too repetitive, and it's easy to get on board with his love for romance stories, but it was with some of the delinquent antics of Toramaru's friends. I do worry about what happened in Volume 3, with the pressures of Tatsuko also worse teens, but we wait and see what happens there. As previously mentioned, I Belong to the Baddest Girl at School Volume 2 comes to the West thanks to One Piece books, and is translated by Emily Balistrieri. Translation remains excellent with no issues to note. Also, compared to Volume 1, the lettering is a lot better, and I never noticed it being intrusive the way it was in the initial entry. That's a big positive. Volume 3 of this series is due for release later this month, so not long to wait for more of the series. Overall, I Belong to the Baddest Girls at School Volume 2 continues to delight despite some of the shine beginning to wear off. With the introduction of a new character, the series continued to prove an entertaining read for fans of the genre. 8/10.